Dolphins fans, what is going on? It's Ben Morgan, Fins Up Network. Just got done watching the linebackers and the defensive linemen Thursday NFL scouting combine. So I really wanted to focus on the linebackers, obviously being a position of need, having Channing Tindall and Jerome Baker as really the only linebackers that are under contract. That's the position I really wanted to watch today. So today's video is focused on the linebackers that were performing at the scouting combine, specifically some of the ones that we've already talked about in some of our previous videos, guys that I've got my eye on, guy that I think the Dolphins should target in the 2023 NFL draft. So I've got some stats for these guys. I got some of their numbers, their heights and weights. So we're going to go through everything we just got done watching with the combine in regards to the linebacker. So let's start right away with a guy we just recently talked about as well in one of the preview videos, talking about guys we should keep an eye on when it comes to the combine, specifically to the defensive side of the ball. And that was Jack Campbell out of Iowa. He officially measured in at 6'5", 249 pounds, had a 40-yard dash officially at 4.65, which ended up being faster than his unofficial times. A lot of people thought maybe he would test a little bit slower. Officially a 4.65. That's very welcomed for a player like Jack Campbell. Vertical jump of 37.5 inches, broad jump of 10 feet, 8 inches. Watching him doing the drills, I got a couple of notes here for each of these guys as well. The one bad thing is the TV broadcast cuts out, so sometimes you miss. I don't have the same notes for every single guy, but I want to go through the notes that I do have for the guys that I was paying attention to the most. So in the wave drill, he did a fine job with that, made his catches in that drill. The 4-bag drill, very smooth, really showed better in those two drills than I was going to give him credit for. I thought he'd maybe struggle a little bit when it comes to showing what he looks like in pass coverage compared to these other linebackers. He showed out today. Run, shuffle, drill, he dominated, made a nice outside of the body catch in one of the short zone coverage drills as well. I thought he did very well. Now, Pro Football Focus actually has him graded as one of the better pass coverage linebackers. Now, Pro Football Focus isn't the Bible when it comes to these things. When I watched him, I thought his coverage got better in 2022 compared to 21, but I still thought it had some work to do. But I thought with what he showed today at the combine, he started showing it. You know what? I've got the speed. I can hang with these guys. I'm pretty fluid with my movements. I thought Jack Campbell actually looked pretty damn good in most of the drills that he did today. This next guy I want to talk about, another guy that some of the viewers have actually turned me on to here. It's Washington State's Daiyan Henley, officially measured in at 6'1", 225 pounds. Ran a 4.54 official 40, 35 on the vertical jump, 10.5 on the broad jump. What's the word of the day? Well, a lot of the linebackers look smooth. This guy was like flawlessly smooth. I thought he crushed a lot of these drills. He flew through these drills. No wasted movements, covered a lot of distance in drills where you're actually looking to cover distance and then make quick change of direction or quick change of pace. He crushed these drills. He's already a good coverage linebacker. We knew that going into the day as a former safety, but he was simply smooth with every single thing he did. And because of some of these edge rushers actually participated with the linebackers and kind of interchangeable in some of the pieces, they had these guys actually do like pass rush drills as well. And Henley looked great in that. And I know he's more of like the coverage linebacker, the sideline to sideline. So it's not like a huge, it's not like it should come as a big surprise that he crushed it in a drill with really no defense. But every single thing this guy today did looked super smooth. Like I said, the sprinting that he did, the change of direction that he had, the fluidity that he had. Listeners, viewers that have turned me on to him, I am officially on board. Thank you very much for that heads up. So, liked what I saw out of him today. Another guy that I had on my radar was DeMarvion Overshown, Texas. He measured in at 6'3", 229 pounds. So he ran a 140-yard dash, and it was 4.56. He also did the broad jump, 10.4. I didn't see anything from him on the vertical. But actually, after he ran that first 40, he never ran a second 40. And based on what I was watching, he never participated in another drill from them on. So I don't know if that was his plan going into it to say, hey, I'm going to get my measurements. I'm going to do the 40, I do the broad, and then I'm done. or did he tweak something in that 40-yard dash? Because I actually thought maybe 4.56 is actually booking. That's pretty damn good. I thought maybe he'd run even a little bit better as well, as a former safety himself, as a linebacker that makes his hay, man, with his speed, with his athleticism. The broad jump obviously is there at 10.4, but we didn't see anything after that first 40-yard dash from Overshown. So we'll have to keep our eye out. Maybe he tweaks something. Like I said, maybe he had a plan not to participate. We'll find out more as things go on. Let's talk about another linebacker here, Noah Sewell out of Oregon. So he measured in at 6'1", 246. He's a little bit more of that typical run stopping guy. The questions with him always was, can he hang in coverage? Can he go sideline to sideline with these guys with that speed? I do not have an official 40-yard dash for him. He had unofficial 40s of 4.72 and 4.74. So what we kind of assumed, what we kind of thought came to fruition today. He's not a blazer. He's not the sideline to sideline guy. But what he can be is that run thumping linebacker, and a linebacker that hopefully you can see potentially a little bit in coverage, because that was another big question people had. It's, can he hang in coverage? And you see it when he's doing the drills. A little bit of tightness. When you're watching him in the zone, like coverage drills, he doesn't get the distance. He doesn't get the range that other guys get. He doesn't look near as fluid as a lot of his peers did in this group. But to be fair, he did okay. Like he didn't blow anyone away, but he did enough. It's a weird way to put it, but he didn't drop the ball. He did the drills fine enough. It's a weird way to say he was average, but I think he actually showed out a little bit more in these coverage drills than what I was thinking he was even going to do. I'm looking at some other notes from here. Like I said, didn't cover as much distance as a lot of the other guys. He kind of looks a little bit compact when he's moving. He looks like a run thumping linebacker. He's not the rangy guy. He's not the lengthy guy. He's a compact guy. 246 pounds, like I said. He's a little bit more of your typical run thumping linebacker, but I thought he did okay. He showed me enough where I'm not overly concerned, where if he got put in a situation where he needs to drop back a little bit into zone, I know it's not perfect, but maybe he won't kill you. So he showed me a little bit there today. But let's go to the opposite of that, because Henry To'o out of Alabama, we knew he was going to come in light. 227 pounds, 6'1", but he blew it away in the 40-yard dash with a 4.62 official, vertical jump of 32, broad jump of 9'8". Another guy that just looks smooth. When you're watching him in these coverage drills, it's effortless. Like I said, like Sewell really looks like he's like paying attention. It's almost like he's not lagging, but he's like very focused on every single movement. It doesn't come as natural. You watch To'o do these drills, it looks smooth, it looks natural. He's not pulling teeth. This is what he's there to do. The zone coverage drill specifically that he ran with the linebackers, when you compare him to all the other linebackers you saw, the smoothest. Him and Trenton Simpson, to be fair. And that's another name here that I'm going to get to in a second. I don't have as much on him, but I thought Henry To'o did exactly what we thought he was going to be able to do today. And there was no hiccups. There was no blemishes. He is a sideline to sideline speed linebacker that's going to be used in coverage, dropping back into zones, flying around, getting ball carriers as soon as they get the ball. And his speed, his timing, everything he showed today proved that that's the kind of linebacker that he is. Now, I talked a little bit about Trenton Simpson, and I wanted to add him initially just because the Dolphins are linked to him. They have had conversations with him at the combine. However, I kind of omitted him because I simply don't think he's going to last to the point where the Dolphins pick. Their first pick is 51 overall. That's a second rounder. I think Simpson was already probably a first round draft pick. And then we know combine times, combine performances either can help elevate you up a little bit or they can drop you as well. He probably elevated. He probably ended up elevating today just as much as anyone else. Smooth in everything he did. He timed fast. I think he was around that 4 or 5 range. So the speed was there. The coverage was there. The size was there. I really think that he ended up solidifying himself as a first rounder. So I didn't put all the specs on there just because I don't want to get our hopes up with a guy like Trenton Simpson out of Clemson. But those were my takeaways, observations from the linebackers in today's combine stuff. If you had any other guys that caught your eye, any other observations you made while watching the combine, go ahead, drop those in the comments as well. Curious to see how the guys that you had your eye on ended up performing. I'll be back tomorrow with kids. It's always hit or miss as to how quick I will be on something like the combine, with it going to be happening on a Friday. Kids are wild cards. If you're a parent, you know that. So hopefully I can do something very similar with tomorrow, because hey, cornerback is just as big, if not bigger. Maybe I shouldn't go that far, but also a big priority this offseason, a la the linebackers. But that is my time for today, Miami Dolphins fans. And until next time, fins up.